today I am doing probably one of my favorite tags I've seen in a long time, and that is the Nerdy Narrative book tag, because it is to celebrate my amazingly beautiful friend Leslie over at the Nerdy Narrative and celebrate her birthday that just passed recently, because I mean, she's just a booktube darling. Let's be honest. She is just this ray of sunshine, and I have had the pleasure of meeting her in person and hanging out with her, and just she's that person that you meet and right away you feel like she's been your best friend for years. Like, we met the first time at dinner with her and her husband, and then Alan from the Library of Alexandria and his wife Christina, and then me and my husband, and we just all, I feel like it just felt like we all had known each other forever. And Leslie is just this big personality who's just so sweet and kind and caring, and I'm just so happy that I got to meet her and that she lives close enough to me that I can go and see her. And my husband really likes her husband, like car guys unite apparently, and that was just the best, right? When the significant others also get along, because I don't know about you, but I've definitely had those friends where it's like, I love them, but like my husband doesn't like their husband, like they don't get along, and like that's the worst. So love it. Just the best situation. So the guys over at the Codex Cantina created this tag to celebrate Leslie's birthday. Please go watch their original because it is friggin' hysterical. Like, they've got Leslie hair and it's just, it's the best, right? I don't have quite as curly of hair as Leslie, but you know, I'm rocking day old curls today from a girl, because you know, this Florida weather and some curls, it just don't mix sometimes. But I am going to be answering all the questions based around all of the genres that Leslie likes to read, which is a lot. Let's be real. The girl can read. The first question is science fiction. What is a futuristic or imaginative element in a book you're glad is not real? All I can think of is like AI, but like super intelligent, almost human-like artificial intelligence, which may or may not actually be unreal. Cause like it wouldn't surprise me, y'all, if like Siri popped out the computer and just started being like Peggy Bundy from Smart House. Y'all remember that movie? I remember that movie. She scared the shit out of me as a kid. Let's be real. Smart House, that Disney movie, I'm glad that's not real. Like, that level of AI, like the Terminator levels of AI, like iRobot levels, like that just crosses some lines, and it's scary, but I see it coming down the pipeline. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. The next one is horror. What has been the scariest moment for you while reading a book? I don't 100% know if this is going on like scary moments in the book, but I'm gonna go a little off script and say this weird moment that happened to me while I was reading. It was me and my son at home. My daughter was at a sleepover and my husband was at work at the shop. And I was laying in bed reading. My son was asleep. My vicious pit bull, well, that'll be important later. Vicious, okay, because you know everyone thinks they're mean. Vicious pit bull was sleeping on her little doggy bed. And I'm reading the new Hunger Games book, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I hear banging at my door. Y'all, it's freaking midnight, okay? Banging. Like, not just like, you know, fucking going at it, screaming, help me. Y'all, I'm home. I'm fucking scared. Dog sleeping. Vicious attack guard dog who's sitting right down by my feet right now sleeps, okay? She barks if I open a bag of chips. She's sleeping through this, right? Dude yelling at my door. I don't know what to do. We are... Full disclosure, we are a family that has firearms for self-protection, always licensed and all that. So I go to the door, ready to do what I have to do to protect myself and my son. Dude's still banging at the door. I don't even open the door at this point. Like, I'm scared. Like, I am frightened. And I call my husband. He makes it home so quickly from the shop, right? Like, look, if he was getting pulled over, then cops were coming with him because he wasn't stopping. He made it home, and there is this man outside. The whole neighborhood's outside at this point, right? The whole block. And there's this man who is obviously intoxicated on not alcohol. He's having a bad trip. He's fully having a bad trip. If you've ever seen somebody trip or having a bad trip, that's what he was doing. He was scared. So he wasn't violent, he wasn't accosting anybody, but he was scaring all of us because it's midnight and this dude's banging on every door, right? Every door, so everyone's outside. Finally, he's like out in the middle of the road. Somebody comes and just scoops him up, like his cousin or something. Just literally comes and yells, "Get in the car," and he gets in the car. And we're like, can you take this man to a hospital? Like, what is going on? Also, we had called the cops, not me, but my one neighbor had called the police twice and no one ever showed up. Think about that. We live in just a neighborhood, right? Called the police twice that there's a man running around outside banging on people's doors at midnight. Not a single officer showed up. There's a cop that lives next door to me, but not a single officer showed up. So that was my scariest moment while reading. But not a scary moment in the book. But now I associate that with the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So the next one is fantasy. What would you import from a fantasy world into our own? Elemental magic. I have always wanted elemental magic. Like, there's a bunch of things that would be cool, like Mary Poppins style magic where I can just do and like snap my fingers and clean my house. But I still think elemental magic would just be cooler. Like, I've always had like an affinity to water. I am a Cancer, so I'm a water sign. I grew up in Florida around a bunch of water. I grew up wakeboarding and kneeboarding, and I'm a certified scuba diver. I was a competitive swimmer. So like, water elemental magic specifically is what I want to bring in from a fantasy world. Comic and manga. What is a comic you enjoyed or one you have wanted to check out? I really enjoyed, I guess it's more of a graphic novel, but I really enjoy Saga, and I want to read more of it. Lezlie actually got me the first edition, first volume of Full Metal Alchemist manga that I really, really want to read. Like, that's on my list to read like very soon. I've already like taken it down off the shelf. And another one that I really want to get to that I've purchased is The Umbrella Academy because I love the show, so I got the first volume of the comic. So I'm really trying to get more into like graphic novels and comics this year. I also really liked The Steel Prince, which is a prequel graphic novel to the Darker Shade of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. The next one is literary fictions and classics. What is a classic book that you have been meaning to get into but have not yet? And I actually just picked up A Picture of Dorian Gray, and I'm very, very excited to get to that. I've been wanting to read it, but I just haven't gotten to it. I haven't gotten around to it, but I've heard such good things, and I got like the really pretty Barnes & Noble edition, which makes me want to pick it up even more. And I do like classics. I used to read pretty much exclusively classics as a kid. Like, I read a lot of classics, but I want to get back into them, and I think that's a good stepping stone back into classics. The next question is The Busy Bee. What book would you like to share with all your friends? There's so many. Like, I've always said the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson is super special to me because it is the series that pulled me out of like a 7-year reading slump, because I had kids and like I was busy and I was working and like I thought I didn't have time to read. And then I discovered booktube and I saw people talking about this book Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and I never heard of him, never heard of this book. And I picked it up on Kindle and flew through all 3 books, like back to back to back. And then I had to buy the editions, and then I joined booktube myself, and it's all gone from there. And I credit that to the Mistborn series, and I'm actually rereading it right now, so that is one that I would like to share with everybody. as well as the Broken Earth series by N.K. Jemisin. It's not going to be a series for everybody, but I would love for everybody to at least try it, because that is a book that pulled out so many emotions in me, specifically as a mom, that I feel like if you're a mother or a parent specifically, you'll really, really get some hard feels out of it, but it's really great for everyone. I just love it so much. So those two right there, just those. Influencer. If you could influence an author to make a different decision in a book, what would it have been? I got this. I would influence M.L. Wang to make Sword of Kaigen not a standalone, because I want more. I want a sequel, like a direct sequel, not the Theonite YA series. Like, I want a direct sequel to Sword of Kaigen. And that would be my influence. Like, please give me more. Give me more Misaki and like the boys, and just give me more. And maybe a little less Robin, even though I am the odd one out and I liked the Robin story in Sword of Kaigen. The next one is the birthday wish. What book do you want for your birthday? Well, my birthday's not till July, but I don't know. I have so many books that I still need to read. I've been on the hunt, like just kind of watching for a restock for the leather-bound Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. And then there's also this other book. This is it. It's the Octa Mini. I don't know what it is. I will insert like a picture and stuff. You can only buy it on its own website. And it sounds like really mysterious. Like no one really knows what it's about. It's like these people do not exist. Magic does not exist. Da, 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 da. And this whole book, I think, is a prequel for a series. Like it literally says it's a prologue. But it's like a book. And it's like back ordered like 6 weeks, and it's like really cool. It's got black sprayed edges, and it looks like, I've just been seeing people talking about it, and I'm like, what is this? And I kind of want to buy it. And it's not like an expensive book. It's £20. So you have to buy it from the UK. So that would be like 30 bucks for me, I think, something like that. Then plus shipping. I might just buy that for myself, because I'm like, what is you? What are you? Like, I need to know. That one. Octomini. Octonami. I sound like Nemo trying to say anemone. Anemone. You know, that's what I sound like.
Okay, don't hurt.
The next one is the invite. Who are you inviting to your booktube party? Tag some friends to share cake with. I don't know who hasn't been tagged and who has. That's the thing. Like, I'm the worst at tagging. So if you love Lezlie, you should do this tag. And if you don't know Lezlie yet, you should go check her out, because you'll love her. She's freaking fantastic and just a beautiful soul. And I want to see everybody love her the way I do. Alright, well, thank you for hanging out with me. Make sure you go check out The Voice at the Codex Cantina and Lezlie down below. And I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.